Morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, right? Annie's holding the camera, and I'm holding the Eva. Yesterday's podcast was about getting her birth certificate. Well, Eva's name is Wang Jayoe in Chinese. Let me explain to you how Chinese names work. The first character in the name, Wang, that's actually Annie's last name, her family name. It means king. Jia means home. And Yue, what does Yue mean, Annie?
Means the 掌上明珠, the pearl on your hand,
pearl on your hand.
Love very much.
Oh, so her name is basically home and pearl, and her family name is King. And then there's the English name, which is Eva Rose Gallet. It's getting a little sunny. I'm going to take her inside. That's the outside world, honey. So excited. Now I'm nervous. It's cold inside.
I know.
She's so cute.
Go inside.
I gotta shave. I am like a mess. Am I a mess, honey? Yes, you are a mess.
You're red.
You okay? Her eyes open up and she smiles. Last night, I was laying next to her and she must have had a good dream because she smiled so big, her eyes became little half moons, like, like arcing over. She's so big smile. She has good dreams of boobies and milk.
Yesterday afternoon, she suddenly cried when she's fall asleep, right? Cried. Sister said she must have had a dream, but which kind of dream? So scared. She can't find the booby.
I don't think that's possible, honey. Have you seen the size of your boobies? They're impossible not to find.
Wrong.
Hey yo.
6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。
We finished.
What are you doing?
Morning exercise.
最后一个
Morning exercises? I hope not. No exercises until
最后一
you're
个
20.
整理用的。
I've got a meeting to attend. I'm headed to the offices of the Ningbo Focus, the namesake for the TV show I produced years ago, but originally the name of the first business expatriate English and Chinese magazine in Ningbo. The Ningbo Focus and I have had what some may say is a tumultuous relationship. The first owners were good friends until they stabbed me in the back. I won't get into that right now, but it's an interesting story. Then it changed hands to a second owner who was a friend of mine. He's not in Ningbo anymore. And then it changed hands to my friend Randy. And Randy's been trying to invigorate the brand, do some unique things, and I'm trying to support him in any way I can. Currently, I'm meeting with a man named Hossein. Hossein is a filmmaker and an expat in Ningbo. He's been here for a while. He actually took over a few of the Ningbo Focus episodes and has been doing video work. He is a film buff and he wants to produce a movie in Ningbo, and he's asked me if I can be part of it. But it's supposed to be a pretty good script. I leafed through it. I'd like to talk to him, so I'm meeting him right now. I've always wanted to work on more film projects. In some ways, I think they could teach me some of the things that I don't know with regards to making videos. And Hossein's a good guy. Okay, I'm here. Hossein's gonna meet me out in the back.
How are you?
Good, good. How you doing? Long time no see.
Am I on?
You're always on. I'm always on. You're with me, you're on.
This is for your weblog, huh?
Yep. Every day. Every day a video. I'm on 108 now.
How much a day you have to dedicate to this?
4 to 6 hours.
4 to 6 hours?
Editing, yeah.
Oh my god.
So you think we could do all the recording in how long though?
In 1 month.
Oh, that's a lot of
Dedication.
Yeah. Is it gonna be in English?
No,
or?
the language is English, Persian,
Persian,
Chinese, and basically that's you got the idea.
Yeah, so Hossein just told me about his film project. It's very ambitious, it's very interesting. I'm very excited to possibly play some sort of a part in it. He needs a cameraman for a month, and it's a feature film, and it's long. I don't think with Eva in my life right now that I could give the passion that is required. So maybe I'll put a little, I'll put a little dose of myself in it and help him out whenever I can.
I appreciate your dose.
It's exciting though, having a nice big project done in Ningbo. Needs more of that.
Okay,
Good luck.
Care. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I'll catch you later.
Thank you.
And I'll head to Starbucks. See these buildings here? This is pretty much how most Chinese live. It's maybe 5 or 6 story buildings, no elevators, with the cages outside the windows. It's funny how you have like kind of not traditional, obviously this isn't traditional Chinese, but old style Chinese living, and then across the way you have like Shangri-La Hotel and downtown, like extremely modern, and then not so. Over here they're building the subway. They started building the subway when I first moved here 6 years ago. Still haven't finished, obviously. It's a big project. I actually got into the subway system when they were drilling the holes. I was in one of the boring machines. I'll leave a link to it in this video. One of the more interesting things I had done in Ningbo. Thank you. Having some issues with customer in the States. I feel like I'm making mistakes all the time, or mistakes are being made, and very frustrating. No, I'm not there anymore. I'm not going to be able to do it. He wants me for a month, and I told him I can't commit to a month. A month is too much time. So sort of a new development. On Monday, I'm leaving for Hong Kong. Why am I going to Hong Kong? Well, I'm having to renew my visa. The visa I have took some time to apply. It allows me to travel to and from China for 5 years, but I cannot stay for an extended period of time exceeding 90 days. After that 90-day period, they say get out of China. You can come back right away if you want, but at least shows that you're not living 100% inside China. It's actually kind of nice. It encourages you to travel, so you don't kind of hang out in one place for too long. So yeah, we're gonna take a trip to Hong Kong together. I finished everything I need to, and I have my coffee. I figured I'd walk around a little bit. This is kind of the heart of Ningbo, you would say. You see that building right there? That was my second office I ever had in Ningbo. The birth of Jayoe was in that office. We are at Tianyi Square, one of the bigger squares in Ningbo. My first apartment in China was about 2 kilometers west of here. And I remember my first time walking here to Tianyi Square. I was such a newbie to China. I was still really uncomfortable. It's amazing how, as you learn a place, it becomes much smaller. What is this? On a side note, I think that if you're going to any foreign country, the first thing you need to learn is how to count 1 to 10. In Chinese, 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. Ba is how you say 8 in Chinese. And in Tianyi Square here, right over there, was my first introduction into Chinese clubs. Baba Joba 88 Club. Sometimes I had in that bar. Crazy dancing, up on stage, very loud, lots of people to meet. Baba Joba. Lots of memories there. The guy who owns that camera shop that I've been to a few times, that shop is very close to here. So I'm gonna walk there. I need to pick up a battery. It's my excuse for walking around Ningbo for a little while. I have an idea. I'm walking past a Tesco, which is a shopping center where I used to shop all the time before I met Annie. I had a couple of people ask me what's it like inside of a typical Chinese grocery store. Let me show you. Tip number 1 for knowing you're at a Chinese grocery store: lots and lots of e-bikes parked outside. Goose head, duck face, and duck neck, and duck wing, and duck feet, and pieces of duck neck. All you can eat for all the items you don't want to eat off of a duck. When you come to China, they'll eat that crap up. Okay, I know that this isn't necessarily a Chinese thing, but it's a me thing. When I first came and shopped in a Chinese grocery store, I rode one of these up to the 2nd floor. This is a flat escalator with magnetic floors, so that when you have your push cart, you actually push it onto this and it takes you up to the 2nd floor. I don't know why this was so fascinating to me. I think because when I lived in Detroit, every shopping center was 1 floor, so there's never any need for you to get that cart up to the next level. But here, these carts rise up on these escalators. I was like, why is this escalator flat? And then I was like, oh, I see. So this is your Chinese grocery store. The upper floor is broken into the non-perishables. Shoes and clothes and TVs and maybe some cleaning chemicals and stuff. The first floor is all about food and some of the more interesting Asian delights. Outward impressions, other than an entire section dedicated to rice cookers, it's not much different than anywhere else in the States. Some of the items are a little bit different. A whole lot of walks. All the walks you're looking for. See these big, heavy crunch knives? Normally, I'd only see them in the States in like the back of a restaurant that's preparing food on a bigger scale. But chopping boards and those heavy-duty chopping knives are needed here because most of the food that you get on the first floor, like chicken and beef, all has bones. So there's a lot of banging and chopping going on. And no Chinese grocery store is complete without questionable translations. What the hell is a fruit of a haw? Behind me is a tea station where you can mix all sorts of fresh elements into your tea, from different types of green tea grown different places to pretty red flowers, all to create whatever type of tea you want to create. If you don't want to create your own, they've got aisles upon aisles upon aisles of different types of green tea that's already prepackaged. But yeah, it's interesting to create your own flower tea if you want. Also, no Chinese grocery store is complete without lots and lots and lots and lots of different varieties of cup of noodle, ramen noodle, packages of dried noodle, anything you can boil real quick and serve up. They just have tons, a lot more than I've ever seen in the States. I guess, you know, they invented ramen here. As far as alcohol goes, they don't necessarily have the liquor selection as they do in the States, but they have a lot of options for baijiu, rice wine, you'd say. Baijiu will get you completely messed up. Every time I've had it, I go off the rails and I can't wake up the next day very easily. Anyways, the real magic in a Chinese grocery store is down below on the first floor, so let's go. Lots of unique stuff here you don't really associate with most of your grocery shopping in the States. It starts with lots of dried fish and things. For example, we have dried fish meat, dried shrimp, big slabs of dried fish. Chinese like to snack on dried fish. And there's a lot of choices. Boom, boom, boom. And it smells like dried fish. If you could smell the aroma I got right now, it's dried beef, dried fish. It's good though. Attempts are made at making some American things. For example, the pizzas over here. But you can tell they're not like American pizzas. They have like corn in them, or seafood. And the red sauce, you can't quite get the red sauce perfect. Sometimes you just gotta accept the differences and enjoy the fact that it's not quite what you remember, but it's something a little bit different. That's my favorite. I love the why. Hacha. Liver, stomach, I think. Sausage. Hi. More duck. Hi. And more chicken. Big heavy steaks. Well, pork steaks. The seafood departments in particular in China are very interesting. Because although you'll see stuff on ice, you'll also see things living and breathing. One of those shells would work out really well in my fish tank. What are those? Every so often I'll try and put one of these guys in my fish tank. These are abalone. These are really interesting. These are jellyfish discs. The tops of jellyfish. You wouldn't think jellyfish have a flavor, but if you mix it with the right sauces like soy or whatnot, it's not that bad. And it's nice because there's an overpopulation of jellyfish. You could not farm enough jellyfish today, you know? But there is one thing that really gets me, and I don't know why I don't have such an effect at the fish and the shrimp as much as the turtles. Soft-shell turtle in particular. Chinese love to eat them, and they're sold here in the grocery store in what I believe to be a pretty barbaric way. They're either shipped in bags. That is a living turtle. His nose can barely poke out. It's so sad. Or they're shipped in these boxes. That gets me. They're waiting to be eaten, and they get to look out and see the world, but yet their nose is pushed in. Oh, it makes me so sad. Some people have said my fish tank in the office is really nice, and how did it get made that way? And is it made of glass or acrylic? And I said, well, they're made of glass. Most fish tanks in China are made of glass. And they perfected making them because of this industry. Every restaurant in China that does seafood, which there's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of, use tanks to store their fish live until you pick it. I want that, put, you know, that fried this way, I want that cooked this way. So there's fish tanks being made for that industry all the time. In America, you're not making these type of fish tanks, you're making fish tanks for the hobbyist, and the hobbyist is few, but restaurants, they're making lots. So when they made my fish tank for the office, they did a really good job with it. It was probably really easy considering it was just one container. They're used to making these multi aquarium containers. I know. It's sad. You wish you could buy all those turtles and let them go. But you wouldn't even make a dent. It wouldn't, I mean, it would be worth it to save those lives, but I just don't eat soft-shelled turtle. That's kind of my stance on it. It's sad though. That's Sexersizing, black chicken. I don't even know how they make it, but it's very interesting. The flavor's interesting. Black chicken. I could actually talk about weird grocery store items for another hour and a half. But we're gonna end the grocery shopping section and go back into the outside world. Gave you a little glimpse of it though, right? That's the erhu. I play the erhu. Up here you'll see a guy playing the dita. I also play that, Chinese flute. The dita is like a Chinese flute. What makes it different is there's a, right before the hole that you blow into. Hi. Right before the hole that you blow into, there's another hole. And you cover that hole with a very, very thin strip of bamboo. It's like thinner than a piece of paper. And it's tight as a drum. And that's where you get that telltale Chinese flute sound. It's a little bit more tinny, I guess you'd say, because of the reverberation on that piece of bamboo skin. I've been meaning to play you my dita and my erhu, but I'm nervous. I'm not very good at it. My dita I haven't played in a long time. My erhu I just played recently, and it seems like I only remember half of the songs that I used to know. And the songs that I do know, I only know half of them. Another fun fact, the word Ningbo actually means calm wave. It is talking about the fact this is really a water city. Lots of rivers, lots of bridges, a lot of seafood. I think I'll bring the drone here one day when I walk around and walk and fly above me. I have enough batteries where I could fly that thing for about an hour and 20 minutes. So that might be an interesting way to see the city just from just above my head, about 100 feet up. I think I'll do that next time. A few of you have asked me how popular the Olympics are and the Rio. I haven't been out of my house very often and watched actual TV. I haven't gone to the bar scene where probably they'd play it in the pubs. But just to give you an example, this is a watch store, and they have Olympic swimming on inside. See, that's the pumpkin I was talking about yesterday. And that's chicken and squid.
这个一块，这个一块。
加一个 squid. Alright, I'm gonna eat this food and I'll catch you later at the car. Alright, I'm at the parking lot. Oscar is right over there. I'm gonna eat and then head home. I think this vlog could end right now with the shopping experience, so I think I'm gonna cut it. Whew, that's spicy. And then I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. If you guys are interested in watching a guy that's living in China and enjoys reef tanks and traveling and trying to figure out his path in the world, then subscribe, like, dislike, and above all, comment, because waking up to comments from you guys is really nice. A few of my friends were like, oh my gosh, Matt, there's so many of these videos I can't keep up. Well, you know what? Watch when you can, and don't if you don't have time. I put these out every day, so you can watch whenever you want. See you guys. Jayoe.